The coffee combination that's silently destroying your heart. Let's be honest, for many of us coffee is not just a drink, it's a ritual, a quiet comfort, a small joy that makes our mornings bearable or even something to look forward to. Whether it's that first cup at dawn or an afternoon pick-me-up, coffee feels like a trusted friend, especially as we age. It's one of those simple pleasures we're just not ready to give up. And guess what? You don't have to. But here's something many don't realize. Certain foods, when combined with coffee, can silently undermine your health in surprising ways. I'm not talking about occasional indulgences, but common everyday pairings that seem innocent, even healthy. That could be putting extra strain on your heart, digestion, and energy levels. In today's video, we're unveiling 10 shocking food combinations with coffee that doctors are now warning against, especially for those in their 40s, 50s, and beyond. No, I'm not here to take away your coffee. I'm here to help you enjoy it without the hidden consequences that nobody's talking about until now. So grab your mug, settle in, and let's talk about what might be sitting next to your coffee cup, and why it could be time for a simple but powerful change. 1. Never drink coffee with energy drinks. This might sound obvious to some, but you'd be surprised how many people try to double up on energy when they're feeling particularly exhausted or overwhelmed. 1 cup of coffee in the morning becomes 2, then 3, and before they know it, they're reaching for an energy drink thinking, just one more boost can't hurt, right? Here's the problem. Coffee already contains a significant dose of caffeine, but energy drinks pack even more, plus additional stimulants like guarana, taurine, and other ingredients. When mixed with your morning brew, you're essentially asking your heart to run a marathon before it's even warmed up. The strain this puts on your cardiovascular system is serious. For someone in their 20s, this combination might just cause jitters or a racing pulse, but for those over 50, it can trigger dangerous heart arrhythmias or blood pressure spikes. Let me tell you about Jeffrey, a 52-year-old software developer who drank coffee all day and added energy drinks when facing deadlines. It seemed to work, until it didn't. One afternoon, colleagues found him collapsed at his desk. Doctors confirmed he'd experienced an arrhythmia directly linked to caffeine overload. He recovered, but had to change everything. So here's the takeaway. If you're already drinking coffee, skip energy drinks entirely. Instead, try hydrating, taking a short walk, or switching to herbal tea in the afternoon. Your heart will keep beating just the way it should, and you'll still have the energy you need without putting your cardiovascular system at serious risk. 2. Never drink coffee with sweetened yogurt. Here's a combination that sounds innocent, even healthy. A cup of coffee with a fruit yogurt cup. It seems like a light, nutritious way to start your day, doesn't it? But here's what food scientists and doctors have discovered. This pairing might be doing more harm than good, especially as we enter our middle years. Let's get real about yogurt. The kind most people grab isn't just yogurt. It's loaded with added sugars, sometimes as much as a candy bar in a single serving. Now combine that sugar rush with caffeine from coffee and you've created a perfect storm for your blood sugar, a combination that can send your glucose levels on a wild ride. The real-world impact? At first, you feel energized and satisfied, but an hour later comes the crash. Fatigue, brain fog, irritability, and cravings that won't quit. This rapid rise and fall in blood sugar puts enormous strain on your pancreas, and over time, can lead to insulin resistance, an early warning sign of type 2 diabetes. Consider Richard's story, a 58-year-old financial consultant who thought fruit yogurt and coffee was a healthy breakfast choice. Within months, he was exhausted by mid-morning. His doctor ran some tests and found he was already in a pre-diabetic state, all because of this seemingly innocent breakfast combination he'd been consuming for years. The smarter option? Choose plain Greek yogurt with no added sugar and add your own toppings: fresh berries, cinnamon, or a small handful of nuts for crunch and protein. You'll still enjoy the creaminess and probiotics without sending your blood sugar into chaos, and your morning energy will last far longer than before. 3. Never drink coffee with spicy food. Now you might be thinking, who drinks coffee with spicy food? But this combination happens more often than you realize, especially at breakfast or brunch. Think about it. Breakfast burritos with hot sauce, eggs with jalapenos, or even a spicy breakfast sandwich paired with your morning coffee. It's surprisingly common. Here's the scientific problem. Both coffee and spicy foods are powerful stimulants for your digestive system, but in conflicting ways that can wreak havoc. Coffee significantly increases the production of stomach acid, while spicy foods, especially those containing capsaicin from hot peppers, irritate the stomach lining directly. Put them together, and it's like throwing gasoline on a fire. Your digestive system becomes inflamed and overwhelmed, creating the perfect conditions for painful acid reflux. For people over 40, whose digestive systems are naturally becoming more sensitive, this combination can lead to chronic gastritis and even stomach ulcers over time. Mark's story illustrates this perfectly. A 49-year-old restaurant owner who loved spicy breakfast with strong black coffee, he ignored the occasional heartburn as just stress. Until one day when the pain became unbearable, doctors discovered he'd developed a bleeding stomach ulcer caused directly by this daily coffee and spicy food ritual. The smarter approach? If you enjoy spicy meals, pair them with water or milk, which actually helps neutralize capsaicin. Save your coffee for 30-60 minutes after eating. This simple timing change gives your stomach lining a chance to recover before introducing another acid-stimulating beverage, protecting your digestive health for years to come. #4. Never drink coffee with alcohol. This combination might surprise you, as most people don't intentionally mix coffee and alcohol as everyday beverages, but it happens more often than you might think. Irish coffee during the holidays, espresso after dinner with wine, or an espresso martini at happy hour. These trendy combinations are creating a dangerous physiological conflict. Here's why health experts are concerned. Coffee is a stimulant that makes you feel alert, while alcohol is a depressant that impairs judgment, coordination, and reaction time. When consumed together, they create what neurologists call a state of confused arousal. You feel more sober than you actually are, leading to seriously impaired decision-making. This false sense of sobriety often results in overdrinking without realizing it, and research shows it can significantly increase risk of alcohol dependence. Even more alarming, both substances stress your liver in opposite ways. Coffee accelerates metabolism while alcohol forces your liver to prioritize processing toxins. This metabolic conflict forces your liver to work overtime, potentially causing long-term damage, especially for those over 45 whose liver function is naturally declining. Michael, a 55-year-old bartender, ended each shift with espresso and whiskey for years, thinking it helped him unwind while staying alert for his drive home. Over time, his alcohol consumption increased substantially while his tolerance seemed unchanged. Years later, tests revealed early-stage liver disease that had progressed silently. The healthier alternative? Enjoy your drink first, then wait at least 2 hours before having coffee, or better yet, switch to decaf after drinking alcohol to avoid the stimulant effect. You can still enjoy both coffee and occasional drinks, just not simultaneously if you want your liver, heart, and judgment to remain intact for the decades ahead. #5. Never drink coffee with baked goods. This classic combination, warm coffee paired with a donut, muffin, or pastry, might be one of America's most beloved breakfast traditions. But emerging research suggests it's problematic. What makes this pairing so dangerous? Most commercial baked goods contain refined flour and shocking amounts of sugar, sometimes 30-40 grams, 8-10 teaspoons, in a single serving. When these simple carbohydrates hit your bloodstream, they trigger an immediate glucose spike. Add caffeine, which enhances sugar absorption, and that spike becomes even more dramatic. The science is clear. Caffeine stimulates adrenaline release, which makes your body absorb sugar more rapidly and efficiently than it normally would. The result? An energy surge followed by a crash more severe than either coffee or pastries would cause individually, leaving you tired, foggy, and craving more sugar. When this becomes your daily ritual, your pancreas struggles to keep up with insulin production, potentially leading to insulin resistance, weight gain, and metabolic syndrome. Thomas, a 61-year-old attorney, started each day with a latte and 2 donuts for over a decade. Despite being relatively active, he developed persistent brain fog and expanding waistline. Medical tests revealed unstable blood sugar, elevated cholesterol, and early metabolic syndrome, all stemming from what he'd considered a harmless morning indulgence. What's the healthier alternative? Try whole grain toast with avocado, oatmeal with cinnamon, or eggs with vegetables, providing protein and fiber that stabilize blood sugar levels. If you still crave sweetness, add cinnamon to your coffee instead. Studies show it actually helps regulate blood sugar while adding flavor without calories. You can absolutely keep your coffee ritual. You just need to give it a smarter partner than sugar-loaded pastries if you want sustainable energy all day. #6. Never drink coffee with dried fruits. This combination might seem particularly virtuous. After all, dried fruits are natural, packed with fiber, and marketed as a healthy snack choice, right? But nutritionists and endocrinologists are now warning that combining dried fruits with coffee creates a perfect storm for blood sugar imbalance, especially after age 40. Here's what most people don't realize. During the drying process, fruits lose water but retain all their sugar, creating a concentrated sugar bomb in a deceptively small package. A quarter cup of raisins contains the same sugar as a full candy bar. Dates, dried mangoes, and cranberries often contain added sugar, making them even more problematic. Combine this sugar concentration with coffee's metabolism-boosting effects, and your body faces a glucose surge that overwhelms your system's ability to process it effectively. The caffeine accelerates sugar absorption while simultaneously triggering stress hormones, creating a metabolic environment that can rapidly lead to insulin resistance. David, a 54-year-old accountant, switched from candy to dried fruits as a healthier desk snack, often enjoying them with his afternoon coffee for an energy boost. Within months, he experienced afternoon weakness, headaches, and unusual thirst. After fainting at work, tests revealed he'd developed pre-diabetes from this seemingly healthy habit. A better approach? Enjoy dried fruits as an occasional treat without coffee. When you need something with your cup, choose nuts, seeds, or a small piece of dark chocolate instead. These alternatives provide sustained energy without the blood sugar rollercoaster that makes dried fruit and coffee such a problematic combination for long-term health. #7. Never drink coffee with fatty foods. The classic American breakfast, coffee alongside bacon, sausage, or buttery pastries, feels like comfort food, but creates a physiological conflict your body struggles to resolve. Gastroenterologists explain the problem. Fatty foods, especially those high in saturated fat, slow down digestion significantly as they require more bile and digestive enzymes. Meanwhile, coffee does the opposite. It accelerates digestive processes, increases stomach acid production, and stimulates muscle contractions in your intestinal tract. This contradiction forces your digestive system into a tug-of-war between speeding up and slowing down, often resulting in bloating, discomfort, and malabsorption of nutrients. Beyond digestive issues, this combination creates cardiovascular concerns too. Saturated fats raise cholesterol levels, while caffeine temporarily increases blood pressure and heart rate. Together, they create a perfect storm for cardiovascular stress, potentially increasing inflammation and oxidative damage to blood vessels, especially after age 50. James, a 63-year-old auto shop owner, enjoyed his daily diner breakfast, eggs, bacon, and black coffee. It gave him energy, or so he thought, until he wasn't feeling right. After experiencing chest pain and shortness of breath, tests revealed dangerously high cholesterol and early heart disease, accelerated by his seemingly innocent breakfast ritual. A healthier approach? Choose leaner proteins like eggs prepared without added fats, turkey, or plant-based options like avocado on whole grain toast to pair with your coffee. These alternatives provide sustaining energy without triggering the inflammatory cascade that makes fatty foods and coffee such a problematic combination for heart health. #8. Never drink coffee with chocolate. This pairing feels particularly indulgent and sophisticated, a piece of rich dark chocolate with espresso, or a mocha latte combining both flavors in one delicious cup. But cardiologists are now warning that this combination could be putting unnecessary strain on your heart through a double stimulant effect few people realize exists. Here's what happens physiologically. Both coffee and chocolate, especially dark chocolate, contain significant amounts of stimulants that affect your cardiovascular system. Coffee provides caffeine, while chocolate delivers both caffeine and theobromine, a chemical cousin to caffeine that has similar but longer-lasting effects on your heart and blood vessels. When consumed together, these stimulants don't just add up, they multiply each other's effects through a process scientists call potentiation, amplifying the impact on your nervous system. This stimulant synergy can trigger racing heart, elevated blood pressure, anxiety, and even heart palpitations, particularly concerning for anyone over 45 or with existing heart issues. David, a 57-year-old attorney with a high-stress job, developed a ritual of morning espresso with dark chocolate for focus. It worked initially until he began experiencing palpitations. After nearly fainting during a court appearance, cardiac tests revealed his daily ritual had been putting his heart under significant stress, triggering occasional arrhythmias. The better alternative? Space out your pleasures. Enjoy chocolate a few hours separate from your coffee, allowing your cardiovascular system time to process one stimulant before adding another. If you love mocha flavor, consider using cocoa powder rather than chocolate in your coffee, which provides flavor with fewer stimulants, giving your heart the break it deserves. #9. Never drink coffee with fast food. In our busy lives, this combination has become increasingly common, grabbing breakfast sandwiches, hash browns, and coffee from the drive-thru on the way to work. It seems convenient, but gastroenterologists and metabolic specialists warn this pairing creates one of the most problematic food combinations for digestive and metabolic health. Fast food typically contains a troubling trinity: refined carbohydrates, inflammatory trans fats, and excessive sodium, all of which disrupt your body's normal functioning. Adding coffee to this mix creates conflicting digestive signals. The heavy, processed fats slow digestion dramatically while caffeine speeds up metabolic processes and gut motility. This contradiction not only causes immediate digestive discomfort but creates a perfect environment for nutrient malabsorption and chronic low-grade inflammation over time. Even more concerning is the blood sugar impact. The refined carbs in fast food spike glucose levels, while caffeine enhances insulin resistance, creating a dangerous metabolic pattern. Tony, a 45-year-old IT specialist, made the daily drive-through breakfast sandwich and large latte his morning ritual. Initially, it seemed to fuel his busy mornings perfectly. Within a year, he was experiencing constant fatigue, frequent headaches, and weight gain. Medical tests revealed pre-diabetes and elevated inflammatory markers throughout his body. A healthier approach? Keep portable, ready-to-eat options in your kitchen: hard-boiled eggs, whole fruit, Greek yogurt, or overnight oats that pair better with your morning coffee. These alternatives provide steady energy without triggering the inflammatory cascade that makes fast food and coffee such a risky combination for long-term metabolic health. #10. Never drink coffee with milk. This final combination might be the most surprising. After all, milk in coffee seems completely natural, the foundation of beloved drinks from lattes to cappuccinos. But emerging research from gastroenterologists shows that as we age, this classic pairing becomes increasingly problematic for reasons many people never suspect. Here's the science. After age 30, most adults begin producing less lactase, the enzyme needed to properly digest lactose, the sugar found in milk and dairy products. This decline happens so gradually that many people don't realize they're developing lactose intolerance until symptoms become impossible to ignore. When you add milk to coffee, two issues compound each other. Coffee stimulates acid production while lactose challenges your digestive capacity, creating a perfect storm. The symptoms might seem mild at first: slight bloating, occasional gas, or minor cramps. But over time, this combination can trigger chronic inflammation throughout your digestive tract. This ongoing inflammation doesn't stay contained. It can manifest as skin problems, fatigue, brain fog, and even contribute to chronic diseases as you age. Michael, a 59-year-old sales executive, drank large lattes daily for years, gradually developing persistent bloating, skin rashes, and unexplained fatigue after breakfast. After comprehensive testing, his doctor identified lactose intolerance as the culprit, explaining that his morning milk coffee ritual had been silently inflaming his system. The solution isn't giving up creamy coffee, it's making a simple switch to plant-based alternatives like oat milk, almond milk, or coconut milk in your daily cup. These options provide the creamy texture and mouthfeel you love without the digestive challenges, allowing you to enjoy your coffee ritual without the inflammatory aftermath. Closing thoughts. Making coffee work for you, not against you. We've just explored 10 surprising food combinations that can turn your daily coffee from a source of comfort into something that silently undermines your health. But before you consider abandoning your beloved coffee ritual, I want to emphasize something important. You don't need to give up coffee, just be mindful of its companions. Our bodies naturally change as we age. What worked perfectly at 30 might need adjustments at 50 or 60. This isn't something to resist, it's something to embrace. The fact that we're adapting and learning means we're still here, still growing, still making choices that honor the bodies that carry us through each day. Coffee, when enjoyed thoughtfully, remains one of life's genuine pleasures. It can provide focus, warmth, antioxidants, and even significant health benefits. But like people, coffee does best when surrounded by the right partners, foods that complement its properties rather than creating biological conflict. Perhaps tomorrow morning, you'll swap that sweetened yogurt for plain Greek yogurt. With berries, maybe you'll try oat milk instead of dairy, or enjoy your coffee 20 minutes before or after eating rather than during your meal. These small changes, simple adjustments to timing and pairings, can make remarkable differences in how you feel, both immediately and in the years ahead. And here's the beauty. You're not giving anything up, you're gaining something far more valuable: sustained energy, comfortable digestion, clearer thinking, and better long-term health for the body that's carried you through so much already. The same body that still has so many good mornings, meaningful conversations, and perfect cups of coffee ahead. Your future self will thank you. Thank you for spending this time with me. If you found this video helpful, please share it with someone you care about. It might make their mornings better too. And if you have your own coffee wisdom to share, drop it in the comments below. I read every one. Until next time, take care of yourself, one mindful sip at a time.